Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Stacey. This is going to be the books that I rated the lowest in 2023 and also the books that I DNF'd. I do know that some of these books are really loved by some of you, and I'm sorry about that. We all have different tastes. So yeah, let's just go ahead and jump into this. I think I'll start with the books that I rated the lowest. I don't remember what I rated these, but they were probably 2 or 3 stars. I don't think I had anything that was 1 star, because if it was going to be a 1 star, I probably DNF'd it. So, hi, babies. My kitten came to say hi. You want to see him, guys? He's so cute. Hi, baby boy. Hi. Oh, he's the most precious baby in the world. So, side note, he came to us. Somebody dropped him off at our mailbox and left him, and he was meowing his little heart out, calling for somebody to come rescue him, and I heard him and I rescued him. So now he's mine and I love him so much. So yeah, his name is Vincent, after Vincent Price, because we love old black and white movies around here, and he's black and white. So anyway, that's my kitten. Hi, babies. Okay, let's get into the video. So the first one that I've got here is The Stranger Diaries by Emily Griffiths. Griffiths, I think that's how you say it. This is a secular thriller book that I got on my Kindle. I think because it was like on Kindle Unlimited or something like that. But this one I did not like because it had 0 characters that I cared about in this book. Matter of fact, I really disliked all the characters in the book. The victim in the story had affairs with married men, and I didn't like that. There was a teacher in this book that was considered like the favorite teacher at the school. All the teenage girls especially really love this teacher, and it turns out she's a witch and she's teaching the teens how to do spells. Hated that. And it also featured a 15-year-old teen girl dating a 21-year-old man. Didn't like that either. So yeah, I obviously gave that a very low rating. Probably should have DNF'd that one. The next one that I rated very low was Vivid by Ashley Bustamante, and this one I know is beloved. This one hurts. This was YA fantasy, which isn't really my genre to begin with, so I probably had no business reading this book anyway. But this book features color magic, and that is something I just cannot wrap my brain around. It makes absolutely no sense to me, so that was really throwing me off. I just found it completely unbelievable. I did not like the main girl. I found her quite annoying. And yeah, I'm just not a YA fantasy person, so did not like that book. The next one was Annabelle Lee by Mike Napa. I do not recommend this book at all. This is supposed to be Christian fiction, and I picked it up because of the title, Annabelle Lee. I felt like this book would have a lot to do with Edgar Allan Poe because he wrote the poem Annabelle Lee. And there are little bits of Poe in this book, but the story is mainly more like a crazy sci-fi story, a lot of action, adventure, weird things going on. So there is the use of holy relics in this book, and I feel like the way that they were used is sacrilegious, and I did not like it. There's also very strange things happening with a dog in this book. There was scenes that were really difficult to read. I don't recommend this book. I would not read this book. I shouldn't have read it. I should have DNF'd it because the end was just awful. Okay, and moving on to books that I DNF'd. The first one was Centralia by Mike Deloso. This one is supposed to be Christian fiction. I don't remember what the faith, or if there was any faith in this book, what that was like. But I remember not liking this book because it's like sci-fi, action, adventure, and it has a male author, which normally wouldn't really be a thing for me because I love Stephen Lawhead. There's other male authors I do love, but this one came across, maybe because it was like action adventure type of story, it came very much across as like a book written for men, and I didn't connect with it. Maybe I'm the wrong audience for it. I don't know, but it really came across as like a very dude-ish book, and I I just wasn't feeling it. The next one was Still Life by Louise Penny. This is another secular, is it a thriller or a mystery? I don't remember. It's one of those. It's a very popular series of books, and I think there's a TV show out for it right now. Anyway, I hated the characters in this book, and there was like teenage boys that were going around this town throwing duck poop at buildings. And I was like, what? Why? Why? I own ducks, so I know what, duck poo is like. And that was just a very weird thing that was in that book. It made no sense. That I don't even think you could throw it if you tried. It made TMI. It made no sense, and it was just set a weird tone for the book for me. And I was like, this isn't for me. So I stopped reading it. The next one was Point of Danger by Irene Hannon. This was, I think it was one of our book club picks for the month, and this was Christian suspense. This started out, I think the very first chapter I DNF'd it. It started out extremely political, and I read to escape all of the stuff happening in the world. I don't want to think about all the stuff happening in the world at all when I'm reading, and this was very much in the here and now. So I also remember the main girl, there was some sort of bomb threat with her, and she was upset and scared, and a cop shows up, and he was like eyeing her up, or she was eyeing him up. I can't remember, but it was a very strange moment for that sort of like, oh, look at those legs kind of thing. Weirded me out. So yeah, I DNF'd that one, I think, after the first chapter. The next one was Shady Hollow by Juno Black. I thought I would love this one. I thought it would be really cute. After reading the Narnia books, I thought I really love, like talking creatures, talking animals. I love them in Narnia, but I did not like them in this book. I was bored, and I just didn't care. I wasn't connected. It wasn't as cute or as engaging as I thought it was going to be. Again, I don't really think there was anything wrong with the book. I don't remember thinking like, oh, this thing bothers me, but I just didn't get into it. The next one was The Silver Shadow by Liz Tolsma. This was Christian mystery, historical mystery. Should have loved it. I've read other books in this series that I really liked, but this one was too much. This one was very violent and upsetting. It also features a revenge plot, which I don't like at all. I'm not interested in that. I think if people have time for revenge, you've got too much time on your hands. Get a hobby. Anyway, the next one I DNF'd was Jane and the Ghost of Netley by Stephanie Barron. I thought I would love this because I loved Jane and the Year Without a Summer. This one, I did not enjoy the plot line at all. It was very much like espionage, spy, politics. Not my thing. So I didn't like the plot, the mystery, and I didn't really like the characters in this book the way that I liked the characters in The Year Without a Summer, so I DNF'd it. Next was A Cry from the Dust by Carrie Stewart Parks. This made me sad because one of her books was in my top video. I can't remember the name of it, but there's another book of hers that I just read that I loved. This one I did not. I found it to be too unbelievable, and her daughter, the character's daughter in this book, was horrible. She was so horrible to her mother. I wanted to jump through those pages. Anyway, yeah, I could not stand reading about her. She just made me so mad. And yeah, the stuff that was going on in this book, it was pretty out there, all over the place. So I DNF'd that one. And the last one that I DNF'd is another very loved book, and that is The Rose and the Thistle by Laura Franz. This is actually the third book of hers that I have DNF'd, which is crazy because I love historical fiction. I love Christian historical fiction. This author is just not for me. I do not enjoy the way she writes, her writing style. It is very boring to me. I feel like she doesn't put much at all into her storyline. You go for many chapters without anything at all happening, and I don't connect with the characters either. They're just mundane, I guess. They're just kind of blah to me. And it was crazy because I got to like 80% of this book and I could not do it anymore. I just could not read one more page of nothing. It's a pretty long book too. So yeah, I'm just not a fan of her writing, and I don't think I'm going to pick up any more of her books. So yeah, that's sad. I know. Anyway, those are all the books on the list. That's all that's going to go in this video. I'm sorry if I hurt any feelings. But yeah, let me know if you also did not like any of these books that are in my list. I would love to know. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see y'all soon. Bye.